introduction on who is Skyflow. So Skyflow is a enterprise technology company. For the first time, we are breaking the false dichotomy where, if you protect the data, there are places where people say that you can't use it. So we are trying to make sure that you are able to protect it at the same time use it. Fortune 500 companies like Walmart, Visa, ServiceNow, all are customers of Skyflow. So we cut across application databases, data warehouses, and now the AI workflows. So AI is fun. I use it personally for a lot of things. I have a 4-year kid, so he keeps asking me why for everything, why the fan is rotating in this direction, why is the light glowing like this. So we end up asking these questions in AI. It's fun to use personally. But when enterprises starts to use their customers' data into AI, then the things gets a little complicated. Uh, when, when the data goes into the LLM models, we all know that the models never forget. It can always remember. Someone can trick a model to leak the customer data. Unfortunately, in the past, whenever, even when the App Store came, for the first time, there was not parental controls, and then it came. Cars didn't have seat belts, then it came. But for AI workflows, or you can't kind of patch an LLM like how you patch a server, data security specifically cannot be an afterthought. That, okay, I'll do this later, let me take this to production, etc. So today we're going to talk how can we help companies to go to production at scale without compromising the data, at the same time also using and giving the best experience to the customer. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to talk about the topics. When started from OpenAI models, it went to Perplexity-like applications. Now we have agents, and the latest is the MCP server, where you can kind of start integrating your enterprise data into your systems. All this is great. The challenge always is, and I've spoken with a lot of enterprise customers across the globe, they always say one thing: everything looks good in the MVP. We are able to do it testing with the test data. But the moment I want to introduce customer information or employee information, it fails to scale. And the recent MIT report specifically calls out, no longer the problem is about compute or talent or anything. It's about one of the key aspects is how are we going to protect and govern the data while you enable AI workflows. So we all understand, people have talked a lot of things about data. It's oil, it's the fuel, and it's 100% the fuel for AI. But it is the sensitive part of the data, like your PII information, PHI information, your IP information. We were talking to a pharma company, and they said that they want to kind of get an LLM, use employees use LLM, but they don't want the molecule to go into that LLM that for a new drug that they're creating. So that's an IP information that they don't want models to know. So it's a very tricky thing to solve. And so, rightfully so, because if you go and check out the amount of data breaches just happened in the last few months, be it the McDonald's AI hiring bot, where it actually leaked all the applicants' data, and we also had a Lenovo chatbot compromise. And there are more and more laws, more and more restrictions. So it all means that we need to think about it and then start implementing the solution. And even in Gartner's report, it calls out specifically on data protection. So just to set the stage that protecting the data in AI workflows cannot be an afterthought. So just like how we used to do data protection for systems after some time, that can't be the case for AI workflows. And with the amount of growth that has happened in AI, I think we now have the agents. Morning we had a session from AWS. We have everything ready, but the data architecture is still not fully ready for a lot of companies. And as you can see here, in the left is where the world started, simple application database, you can get going. Then in the second phase where people said, no, I want to bring all the data to one place. I want to get insights, I want to do personalization, I want to do analytics. Then the data started exploding. And now in the right side, rightmost corner, you can see it's not only applications, it's your data lake, it's your data cloud, it's your MCP servers, it's your agents. So whatever protection controls you are using traditionally for your application and database is no longer going to be sufficient when you want to go into your data lake, data warehouse, and the agentic workflows. And as usual, whenever there is a new, like how cloud came and all the technologies came after that, there are a lot of companies today which is coming and telling you that, hey, it's good, let me block whenever there is PII data in a prompt or in a training data set or in an agentic workflow, let me just block the PII. It's easy, right? We can get going. Some use cases do happen, like a FAQ-based stuff. But if you really want to do agentic, where you want to connect your AI models to your transactional systems, things start breaking. The next level of data security approach that came was, can I mask the data? Like in this example, you can see my name is there, my email is there. Okay, let me just block. Let me make it I am XXX, my email is XXX. I just want to know how many loyalty points I have. But the challenge here is, when it goes to the transactional system and tries to find your data, it will not be able to find, and the response you'll get is, sorry, I can't find your account. So a lot of companies are going to sell just this technology, but the use cases are going to be very limited. Customer-facing, customer servicing systems, all these like simple use cases do not really give the needed effect for the end customer. So what Skyflow is, we wanted to fundamentally and foundationally solve the data, sensitive data problem instead of just being yet another tool. So we basically thought, if there are key management systems for keys, if there are secrets manager for secrets, there should be something for sensitive data, and that gave to the birth of a concept of data privacy vault. So in the AI world, what we are going to do is, let's take someone is, you're giving a customer chatbot to your end customers. So they are coming in, they're starting, hey, I'm here, I want to book a flight, I want to get a loan, here is my PAN card, here is my Aadhaar card. People, in natural language will start typing all of this. So couple of things are very important here. Yes, we need to be able to identify this data or detect the data in unstructured form. Identifying data in structured form is very easy. You can run a Python script, you can just scan and find it out. When it's coming in unstructured form, like audio recordings, text, PDF, images, customer support tickets, Jira tickets. So Skyflow helps to kind of identify the PII, which is what we call as detect. It can be PII, IP, sensitive data, or etc. And then we isolate that data into a vault, and then we apply the protection controls, and most importantly, the auditability and usability of it. The prompt logs, who is basically querying what data, everything gets audited in the Skyflow system. So what essentially we are saying is, instead of blocking or masking the PII data, which blocks innovation, security team might be happy, but your business users will not be happy. How about we start creating a tokenized version of the PII data in a way that the models still understand. So in this example, you can see there is my name, there is my email. What I have done is, I have created a tokenized version of my name, a tokenized version of my email, and making sure that there is always referential integrity. Next time when I again come and I again put deepak@skyflow.com, the Skyflow will still generate the same token. So this, in a way, helps you to make sure that you have the consistency in the data. And then when this token is going to be in your transaction system, in the return, you're ultimately able to get the loyalty points. In this whole process, the PII data never went into your LLM model. The PII data never went into your data lake. But you're still able to affect the whole aspect of the use case without compromising privacy, compliance, etc. So let's dive into a few use cases, which is very common in the enterprise that we are working with. So starting with training, like there are foundational models, then you want to put your enterprise data into the model so that it talks the language that you talk to your customers. Then there is the classic chatbot, not just an FAQ chatbot, but truly understanding what you tell and then give you the response. And the recent sensation, which is the MCP and even search. How do I do all of this without compromising data, sensitive data, and still making it use? I've also shared, going to share some of the case studies like ServiceNow, Hippocratic AI across these use cases. So going to specifically the training use case. So whenever you want to train or fine-tune your model, you will take all your like unstructured data sets, as I explained before. Now, be it audio recordings. Let's say it's a customer and customer support audio recordings. Most of the time, whenever I book Emirates Airlines, if I can't make a flight ticket didn't go, I want to change my flight. They'll ask my card number. So I end up sharing this card number on the flight. They make the booking for us. So we also take these audio recordings and then start identifying the sensitive data And as you can see in the right side, we bleep that particular audio recording where the PII is mentioned. We tokenize the sensitive data where it is happening so that the data that goes into the model is fully clean of PII data while with having tokens. In US, there is a company called Hippocratic AI. So that's the world's first healthcare LLM. So they got a foundational model and they got all the data sets from hospitals, EMR sources, they got from patient doctor notes. Today, if you go to their website in US, people can easily subscribe to have a nurse agent. And across every single type of disease, you can tell what kind of tone the nurse should talk to me, what kind of follow-ups I should do. In order to create that model in the right side, they had all this training data sets, they passed into Skyflow, we tokenized it, and then we sent, and they had an interesting use case where, hey, I'm okay to tokenize name, phone number, email, SSN number, etc., but I still want to pass the age value or the gender to that. So we had a different type of token that will still enable them to do that kind of use cases. They are funded 100 million, NVIDIA has invested, so it's a big company in the US which is doing this. Now coming to chatbot. So this is what I was explaining. You can see in the left side, there is a name called John Doe, there's a date of birth. So Skyflow comes in between, tokenizes that data in a way the model, as you can see, there is still a name. It's not a random ABC, random date of birth. So that as I told before, the consistency is kept, the tokenized data goes to model, and then people to an extent can do the topmost part through simple scripting. But the challenge is to re-identify the data, get it back to the user, so that the user does not feel that some transformation has happened in the process. And this extends, let's say you want to now do agentic, you want to actually book a flight, you want to actually get a loan policy, you want to check for fraud. All this then comes into the agentic world. So the chatbot and the agentic starts working. And that's the use case we do for Visa and ServiceNow in US, where next time when you go to US, you want to file a dispute. Now, there is a way where you can just upload the dispute copy, and then the whole workflow between the bank, Visa, ServiceNow, all of this has to happen, and you should get the charges back. So this whole process, neither Visa nor ServiceNow, nor their models, none of them see the actual plain text in their systems, but they're still able to achieve the dispute management process. And all of this now gets bundled into your MCP, and I've heard a lot of companies in India started already deploying MCP server, but when they want to connect it to their Workday HRMS system or their CRM or their files, they again have a roadblock from innovation, privacy, and compliance. So Skyflow also attaches to this MCP server as SDKs, and it starts doing whatever I just said as a process of it. And the last biggest challenge will be after MCP will be the search use case. How do I search the data? So as you can see here, there is a pay slip with name, salary, SSN number. We are still retaining the salary information while the name and SSN number is either tokenized or masked and all those kind of things. So broadly what we are trying to say is either if you are a company who are looking to train or fine tune your models, or you are introducing a chatbot, or you are plugging all of this into your agentic workflows and MCP, as I just explained, when the sensitive data goes into these systems, it's almost difficult to delete it. Like there's a famous quote where LLMs are like a baby with the memory of an elephant. So it will always be curious, it will always remember, and even if you want to give an extremely very good experience to your customer, then you need to keep context of all the chats that they had with you so that you can automatically suggest what next you can give so that you can increase revenue. But in all of these use cases, if you start having PII mix, then it becomes a challenge. Apart from, I think that's pretty much. So what we are here to say is that instead of looking at a piecemeal approach, okay, I'll try to encrypt with this tool, I'll try to do masking with the script, which could be possible in an application database world. But for an AI workflow to go to production at scale, data protection to be like a foundational part of your architecture, and we are here to help. Yeah, and then we are here at the booth. You guys can take a look, and these are some material of how do you do your AI agent architecture with MCP, and anything related to AI, data privacy, data security, data compliance. We are here to help. And thank you so much for a quick listen and a quick session here. Appreciate it.